could be anything. Took a chance and chased a dream, but never realized just how lonely things would be. Now I'm crying on the bathroom floor like spilled milk, with a messy story, just moments till I self-destruct with no one here to clean me up. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored now, all that's filled me up, still tossed away like a plastic cube. And here I'm trying once again, like litter trapped inside the wind, still believing I can get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes, and I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, all that's filled me up, still tossed away like a plastic cup. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, all that's filled me up, still tossed away like a plastic cup. And still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. It's for your apologize. There's something inside of me, and I know it's more than just a break. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. I know you feel like a piece of trash, thrown away and forgotten, but please don't let go, 'cause to me you're a treasure. Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction when I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to 'cause you must realize you're barely holding on, and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear my cry? I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside? Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, fallen to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I'd take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then
Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 189. And for this stream, you all get to choose my set. Hold up, I'm a little tangled here, not sure how that happened. 1 second. Gonna get myself untangled. Got some spaghetti happening over here with my cables. All right, for this stream, I am letting you all choose my set list. So whichever song of mine you would like me to play for you, feel free to make your request. You can check out my songs there in the description here on YouTube, and whichever song you'd like me to play for you, just type your request. I'll play the song just for you. And if you're new to my catalog, if you're not super familiar with all the songs I have, just pick a title that sounds kind of interesting, and whatever, we'll try it out. We'll see what happens. I'll play it, and we'll find out if you like it or not. So let's go ahead and catch up with the chat. I was talking with Jack who is almost at the finish line. He's been hosting some family and getting to the end of that, and kind of having mixed feelings. So I think that's fair, though. It's often in life that when something changes, it can be bittersweet, because there might be one part of it that you're going to miss or be a little upset about, but then maybe relieved about another part of it. You know, I think it's very normal to have kind of mixed feelings when circumstances are changing. So whatever happens, though, I hope the best for you, and I hope the best for your family. Becky, good to have you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. I saw the video of Switchfoot you posted the other day from Silas. I know Silas was at a Switchfoot concert recently. I saw both of those videos as well. Silas, tell us all about that. I bet that was a great show. Who else was there? It was Switchfoot, and was it a few other artists playing? So you'll have to fill us in. Let us know how the show was. I can't remember if you said this was your first time seeing Switchfoot or if you'd seen them before, but from the clips I saw, they sounded great. It sounded like it was a good show. I bet it was a lot of fun. So I'm definitely happy for you and glad you got a chance to experience that. And yeah, just tell us all about it. Tell us what the highlights were, what your favorite song to hear them do was, if there were any fun moments, if you met anyone, if you got any cool merch or anything like that. Tell us all about it. Becky, how has your week been? Anything fun or eventful happened lately? Seen any good movies lately? Or is there anything coming up that you're looking forward to? Let me know. Cool. Quick update for you all. Again, just a reminder, this is letting you all choose the set list. So at any time, whichever song you'd like to hear of mine, again, you can find my songs in the description here on YouTube, and just simply make a request and I'll play that song just for you. Let's see, updates for me. I'm trying to think. I am currently working on my next release. It's a song called Pull the Trigger, and I'm getting ever closer to having the arrangement done. I'm hoping to have a demo, like backing track recording done for it soon. I'm not quite done with the lyrics. There's a few lines I still need to work out, but I basically know the song, and so if I can just get a few lines written, I'm hoping to play the song for you guys maybe in the next couple weeks or something. So I'd love to share the new song with you even before I've released it. So I've been working on that, definitely excited there. And I can't remember if I shared with you all, but I'm kind of working on some business ventures as well. Some of you know that I give music lessons part-time, or I've been giving music lessons part-time for quite some time now, but that's not the business I want to invest in. That's not what I want to continue doing. And so I'm trying to set up a business that's going to be an online business, and it's going to be sort of a neighbor to what I'm doing here musically. So it'll be more of a service-based business, kind of similar to giving lessons, but it's not going to be music lessons. It's going to be something a little different, probably related to music education. And then, but it's going to be related to my genre of music and sort of kind of tied in with this channel here. So you'll probably hear more about that in the coming weeks, but that's still in the early stages. But that's something I'm excited about and something I've been working towards. Thanks. Yes, I was saying time for a Quincy Kane concert. Yep, just got back from Switchfoot, and now time for the Quincy Kane show. So we'll see how that goes. Yep, sounds like it's been a couple weeks, but it's been cool. Sounds like the guests have been good for Jack, so I'm definitely glad to hear that. Becky's saying, I'm looking forward to The Long Walk. I think I've heard that title, which is coming out next Friday. And I've got tonsillitis again, so I might not be able to go and see it at the movies. At least there's streaming, though. If it is coming out on streaming, I don't know if it's coming out at the same time or if it'll be a little bit later that happens. But I do hope you feel better. I hope you're able to to catch that. That title sounds familiar, but I'm checking to see if I have it written down. I kind of keep note of movies that are coming out, and if there's anything that kind of catches my attention, I'll at least write it down, and then I usually wait for reviews. I don't have it written down, so whatever it is, it might not necessarily, it might not have caught my interest, but you'll definitely have to let me know how it is and what it might be. The title sounds familiar, though. I'm pretty sure I recall a movie with that title coming out soon. Silas was saying, I've been working on the words to my song I See a Rainbow, and I'm studying programming and coding. That's kind of cool. I'd be curious, what's your interest in programming and coding? I know there's some people who do that, but what is it about you that kind of draws you to it, that you want to learn that? And what would you use that for? Because even me, I'm like, what is programming and coding for? Maybe it's related to programming for animation or video games or something. That'd be something I could see myself being interested in, but maybe some people are into it. It's just a world I'm not familiar with, so I'd love to learn more about it and be curious what your interest in programming and coding is. And maybe I'm totally naive to it. Maybe there's something really cool about it that I'm unaware of. I don't know if it's the same thing as like creating apps or building websites and that kind of thing. Might get a job in building websites. Cool. Mention the other. That's right. A bunch of teenage boys have a walk hundreds of miles until only one is left. That's right. I think I do remember you talking something about that. So, yeah, I'll be curious about that. The title still seems familiar. The book was very sad and hard to read. Man, so, well, I tell you what, I'll add it to my little list and keep an eye out for it. I'll keep an eye out for that title, and I'll look into it and see if that's something. I'll wait to see what the reviews say about the movie. The Long Walk. Or I might try building games or something, even for animation. Very cool. Well, Silas, you're still very young, so probably the biggest advice I would give you is definitely learn as many skills as you can right now. So if you have an interest in programming and coding, if that's something you're genuinely interested in learning how to do, and go for it, Learn as many skills as you can right now, because the more skills you acquire, the more options you're going to have with what you can do for a career, the more flexibility you're going to have in a career. And it takes some time to kind of figure out what you want to do. So I hope the best for you. Yeah, nothing wrong with one day. It's good that you're kind of thinking ahead. But again, you're still pretty young, so you got plenty of time. And like I said, the best thing you can do right now is just learn as much as you can, acquire as many skills as you can, and that's going to give you a lot more flexibility and options for what feels like the right thing for you to go after. All right. Well, if anyone's got a song request, let me know. Again, you can find my songs in the description here on YouTube. And whichever song of mine you'd like me to play it for you, let me know, and I will do so. Nothing too... I've been working pretty hard on some stuff lately. Oh, what's really exciting? I don't know if I have a way to show this. I'll probably post this on Instagram later. I had a great skate session at the skate park on Saturday. Some of you know I skateboard. I go to the skate park every Saturday. And there's this trick I've been working on. So some of you might know what a board slide is. It's kind of what it sounds like. Usually on a rail, you get up to the rail and you're sliding on your board along the rail. It's a fairly simple trick, and usually there are flat rails, meaning there are rails that are just, about a foot off the ground, and they just go parallel with the ground. Those are pretty easy to hop on, but they're based on handrails. The real obstacle is a handrail that you might see on a stair set. And our skate park has handrails, but they're not huge. It's got a couple big ones, but it's got a lot of pretty small ones. But even though they're small, they're still very intimidating. It's still really scary to commit to just jumping above the rail and trusting that you're going to land on it with your board and slide down it. So about a year and a half ago, it's actually a pretty good lesson here. It's amazing the people you surround yourself with. It's amazing how they impact you for better or worse. So that's a good lesson, because as best as you can control it, you want to try to surround yourself with people who push you to grow, people who push you to better yourself. Don't surround yourself with people who are always filling you with negative thoughts and pulling you down and telling you can't do this, you can't do that. Try to be around people who are excelling in areas that you admire, so that it spills over, so that it influences you and motivates you to work and better yourself towards those things. Skateboarding is a great example of that, because this trick. There's a rail at the park, and I know I can board slide it, but it's the hardest part. It's not the skill of the trick. It's the psychology of it. It's the mindset of just having the nerve to attempt it. But when there are better skaters than you and you skate with them, somehow just skating with other guys. That's what happened about a year and a half ago. I was skating with these other guys. They were doing the rail. I was like, hey, can I do it with you? Can you help me learn how to do that? And they're like, sure, man, we'll skate with you. So they were doing it, and I was watching them, and it was getting me pumped up, and it gave me the courage to finally commit to it. And once I got over that fear, that's when it unlocked, like, okay, I got this. I'm not afraid anymore. I know I can do this trick. And so I went for it, and sure enough, I landed it. I got a video of it, and it was great. I landed the trick. But there was one problem. Just because you overcome it once doesn't mean you've got it down. I had it down for that day, but I think what happened was I only go to the skate park on Saturdays, and I think I missed my next session. I didn't get to go the next week. Something came up, or weather or something kept me from being able to go. And then the following week, I went again, but I was by myself. I didn't have those good skaters with me, and I didn't have the courage to do it by myself. I couldn't muster up the courage, even though I knew, dude, I've done this trick before. What am I so afraid of? I could not convince my body to jump into motion and do the trick. And I haven't been able to do it since then. So basically skating, I've been wanting to get that trick again, but I've had to find some other way to work up the motivation because I can't always depend on having those peers around me to push me and motivate me. And so I've been doing like everything I can to work up the confidence, and I was finally working it up. And last Saturday, I finally felt good. I tried it. It was beautiful weather. I was feeling good. I had the energy. The tricks I was trying to kind of warm up and prepare for it, those were coming out good. And so eventually I was just kind of, the thing that I did as I was warming up for it, I was trying to like think less and less about it. There's this fine balance where you don't want to think too much about it because then you start stressing and overthinking the details, and usually that messes you up. But you want to think a little bit. Like, you don't want to have your mind somewhere else. You still want to think about what you're doing, but you almost want to be just very casual about it. So that's kind of what happened. I was like, all right, let's just do it. I kind of went for it, and I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is it, I got to make it count. I was just like, all right, let's do it. I tried not to overhype it, overthink it. And as soon as I got my back foot up, that was the hard thing, just getting that back foot up, and I landed on the rail. I didn't land the first trick, but getting past that barrier of fear, that was it. And once I did that, it was game on. I was like, I got this. And sure enough, I landed it. And I probably did like 20 that day. And it's one of those tricks that it's not just the trick. Again, the trick wasn't that hard. It's the fear, and it's the obstacle. It's not like, oh, I learned a new skateboard trick. No, now I've got the courage to skate rails. So there's a couple other rails at the park that I'll probably learn to skate next, and then eventually that'll unlock the ability to do new tricks on that new obstacle. So it's really kind of new ground for me. So I don't know if you guys can see this at all. Here's some footage of me attempting it. I do two of them. This next one I land fakie, which is backwards. There we go. So that's the new trick I learned, and I was so hyped. It was so satisfying to work towards that and finally get it, finally have the nerve to go for it. So again, it's not that hard of a trick. Like I said, for practice sake, after I got it, I was like, okay, I got to get the reps in now. So I did like 20 of them or something. I probably did more than that just to get the reps. And then hopefully I go this Saturday and I won't be scared to try it again. That's going to be the real test is, okay, I've done it. Now let's see if I can do it again after a week's gone by. So we'll see what happens. Hey, I think we had a couple other people. Chance Bates, I appreciate you tuning in. Can I send a song request? You can find my songs in the description on YouTube. So sure, whichever song of mine that you see. I'm only doing original songs, so you can find my songs in the description on YouTube. And if you're not super familiar with my catalog, no worries. Just pick a title that sounds interesting, and I'll play it for you, and we'll find out if you like it or not. But yes, if anyone wants to make a request, go for it. So anyway, I was really hyped about that. That was my skate day on Saturday. Really glad to land that trick. and ready for what's next. There's always something new to learn. There's always a new challenge to overcome with skating. So that's part of what I enjoy about it. Let me catch up with the chat here. Let's see what we've got. We got a request for Farewell to Fear from Becky. I will get that for you in just a moment here. We've also got a mirror that was broken. Hold on. I think a mirror that was broken has not to be my choice. Is that what you meant? But I'll go with a mirror that was broken for you, Jack. Is that a typo? Yep. And I don't know if the applause was for the skate trick, but thank you, Jack. Quincy, did you used to watch Scarred on MTV? Because a lot of the horrible accidents people had were skateboarding accidents. I do recall Scarred, but usually when people get hurt, I've been skating for over 10 years, and I've never had like anything that would be I've never hurt myself in a way that would make it on a show like Scarred. And part of that is because usually when people get hurt, it's two things that require that. One, not knowing the limits of your ability and basically trying something when you're not ready for it. So basically just not calculating the risk or preparing for the trick you're trying. That's probably the biggest one that a lot of younger skaters make. And then the other one is pretty much anytime you're trying, when you are pushing the boundaries, but you're trying something when a lot of height is involved. So usually when height is involved, that's when the risk of injury goes up significantly. So I have seen the show, very much aware, but not very concerned. I've been hurt pretty good. Like I've rolled my ankle. You beat up your shins a lot. Probably the worst injury that mostly happens is when I fall, I catch myself, but landing on your hand, sometimes you hurt your wrist pretty good. But even that hasn't happened quite frequently. I haven't had I've had like a few bang ups, but haven't had any significant slams lately. So let's try to keep that going. Thanks for the hearts. Much appreciated. Let's see. Becky was saying, I'm okay. Yep. Just catching up with the chat. Glad you guys are being chatty. And some driving practice for Silas. That's good to hear. Are you doing okay? Yep. See how sleep is going. Yeah, and if ever you see someone new pop into the chat, definitely be sure to say hello. And thank you. Yep, Becky informing everyone that they're below. That was really cool, Quincy. Now we need a longer video. Yeah. Because you weren't even wearing anything to protect yourself. Yep. It's just annoying to wear that kind of stuff. I've never hurt my elbows or my knees, so the kind of skating I do, it doesn't really make sense to... Well, I've hurt my knees sometimes, but definitely not a lot. So that doesn't make sense, and I've never hit my head, so I fall in a lot, and I always fall... Again, I'm only like a few feet off the ground. If I'm going like 10 feet off the ground or something, that's where it's like, yeah, you should probably pad up. But I'm not very far off the ground, and a big part of skating is just falling. So again, it's just knowing your limits and knowing what you can do. I never try anything that I'm not confident I can pull off. All right, we had a few requests. Becky, I think your request was first. Let me see if I can get my backing track set up. So we've got Farewell to Fear, requested by Becky. After that, I think we're going to do a mirror that was broken, requested by Jack. And then Chance, if you're still out there, let me know, and I can do a song for you as well. And Silas, you're certainly welcome to make a request. And anyone else who happens to be tuning in, just let me know. All right, let's give this one a shot. This is my most recent release. This one is called Farewell to Fear. And this one was requested by Becky. So, Becky, this one goes out to you. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Always meant well, so you see. Only one it's getting cold. So farewell to fear and good luck to me. What's the point of life if you won't play the game? I refuse to live in this misery. Farewell to fear and good luck to me. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Don't be afraid. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Waiting for me. Waiting for me. Don't be afraid. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me.
Thank you. Again, that was Farewell to Fear, requested by Becky. Becky, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. We've got another request coming up soon from Jack for a mirror that was broken. But for anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Go ahead and feel free to say hello and make a request. You can find my songs in the description on YouTube, and whichever song of mine you'd like me to play, just let me know and I'll play it just for you. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. That trick was awesome, Quincy. Thank you, Jack. Much appreciated. We've got a request for A Place to Call Home by Silas. I'll get that for you in just a bit here. I wonder if Quincy will be working on Pull the Trigger in next week's live stream. I'm excited to hear what it sounds like. Unfortunately, probably not. I mean, if I can think of something to showcase, maybe. But it's a song, it's actually further along. Usually when I do my process, I start with a song that's just an idea, and then I build on that and create a chorus from it and get the other instruments in there. This one, I've already been recording all the guitar parts. I've been figuring out the melody and even the other vocal layer parts, like the harmony parts that I want, where they're going to come in at. I've already got the drum beat and the bass and other guitar layers and things like that. I've even got the synth pad. So if everything goes according to plan, I should be recording guitars for the song pretty soon. So usually songs that are further along, there's not much to break down, or there's not much to showcase for my, the My Process segment. So we'll see. If I can think of something, maybe we will. But like I said, I am hoping to share it with you all soon. The song is expected to release in early October, but I'm hoping to actually play it for you guys sooner than that. I've been working on the song for a while and pretty familiar with it, and when it comes to performing, like I know I can perform it. Either way, performances are going to take some practice. But at some point, you just have to do it. At some point, I'm going to have to do my first performance for you guys, and it's probably not going to be as good as later performances, but that's how every song goes. Probably any song that I've done. If you look at even Farewell to Fear or Plastic Cup or A Mirror That Was Broken, the first time I performed that song probably isn't nearly as good as later once I've gotten more comfortable with it and I've done it a few times. But you gotta pull the trigger at some point. That's the whole point of the song. Let's see here. Here's our highlighted lyric. I can't keep hiding anymore. I need to break out of this shell. Exactly. And I gotta be honest, there's kind of two things. So that song, of course, is Overcoming Fear. This next song is actually a little bit of a story. I guess, I can kind of tell you guys a little bit of background. This next song is sort of interesting because it's a lesson that I learned, I don't want to say the hard way. I mean, kind of the hard way, but it's sort of a lesson I learned from an experience that I had years ago. So this isn't really a song that's, it's not about a situation that I'm currently in. It's more like the current me looking back on a situation I was once in. And it's actually based on a past love experience. I don't think I've talked too much about this, but I've only had one serious relationship, and that's a whole other topic. But basically, who I was at that time, I was not the kind of person to sort of step up. I wasn't the kind of person confident enough to express my feelings unless I was sure the other person kind of, like, I was sure they were going to give me a positive response. You know, if I ever had a problem or a situation with someone, I would talk to everyone else, but I would never confront the actual person that I needed to communicate with. And it wasn't until years later that I finally learned the importance of just talking to the person, the importance of confrontation. And I don't mean confrontation in a negative way. I don't mean like, hey man, what's the problem? Or, you know, hey lady, you know, whatever, whoever you're talking to. I'm not talking about confronting in an aggressive way. I mean confronting your problems, you know, rather than hiding from them or being afraid of them, or just hoping that they work out, learning how to face them and having the courage to say, hey, I need to talk to you about something. That's what I didn't have when I was younger. Now I do have that, but there was a certain situation where it's kind of too late. And it's sort of a song just being reflective of what could have happened, what might have been, and now I'll never get the chance to do that. So that's kind of the lesson. The lyric is something along the lines of, what is the lyric? So the chorus is, I wish I'd had the nerve to say it. I had the shot and didn't take it. Now it's too late. A moment doesn't wait forever, so next time I'll just pull the trigger. So it's using that one situation as a time where I should have stepped up to say something and I didn't. But it's an application. The song is about commitment, and it's about not waiting till it's too late. So in a weird way, even though the song is about a past relationship experience, that phrase, pull the trigger, is very current to where I'm at in life now, and a lesson that can be applied for anyone. Just the importance of recognizing that that's the price you pay when you don't step up to say something, when you let fear win and you don't step up to say something or step up to take action. It doesn't wait around forever. Eventually you miss your shot and you don't really learn the lesson until it's too late. That's what regret is. Regret is when it took you too long to recognize, hey, I should have done something and I didn't do it, and that's the consequence of it, regret. And so that's kind of what the song is. So when you highlighted that lyric, I can't keep hiding anymore, I need to break out of the shell, it's kind of the same thing. Certainly something that relates to me right now, certain endeavors and choices that I'm making right now is facing that reality, not letting fear win anymore and just choosing like, hey, I've got to break out of this shell. I can't keep hiding, can't keep just hoping things work out. I need to control what I can, accept what I can't control, but take action on the things that I can control, say what I can say, do what I can do. So hopefully there's a little lesson in there for all of you. Yeah, we got some emojis from Becky. Thank you. Great job, Quincy. Thank you, Becky. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Cool, it's almost ready then. Yes, the song is just about performance ready. There's still a few lyrics I need to finish up. I don't quite have a second verse, and the bridge I might tweak a few lines, but I've got a first verse. I think verse 1 I'm good with, and the chorus I'm good with. So it is almost done, and I'm hoping to perform it for you all. But as far as the release, that's a whole other process. Because again, when I make a demo, it's more like I just record the main instruments needed just so I can perform it. But then when I release the song, there's a lot more. The recording process is much more thorough. I try to get higher quality, I change my guitar strings, try to get higher quality recordings. I have to record the vocals. I do a little more refinement on the drums and the bass to get them sounding a little more professional, a little more realistic, because again, I'm programming this stuff. So the released version is a much more polished, finished sounding version, and then a demo version is something that I can use just to at least get out and start performing the song. Silas was saying, Switchfoot set list, Stars, Dark Horses, Love Alone is Worth Fighting For, Live It Well, Sabotage, Beastie Boys cover. That's cool that they did that song. That's a good one. The War Inside, Meant to Live, Only Hope, Dare You to Move, This Is Your Life. That's a pretty good set list right there. Those are some good Switchfoot songs. And then Becky commenting, oh, that's kind of sad. You think you would have stayed together if you'd told her you loved her. I don't know. That's the problem. I'll never know. So it's more like the short version of the story is I know why things ended because we were too young. I mean, we were just teenagers. In my mind, I think I've said this before, like I don't get romantically involved with somebody unless I have intentions to marry the person. Now, when you're a teenager, sometimes you feel like you mean something, but teenagers can be a little overdramatic sometimes. But actually, I can say, looking back, I really thought I was going to marry this girl. So that was my intention. I wasn't just trying her out. I wasn't just dating and feeling things out. Like I was thinking, how could things go wrong? Like I'm going to be committed. I'm going to be good to her. We'll be good. But she was even younger than me. And that's a big commitment to make at that age. And she still wanted to be friends. And for what it's worth, like she was a good friend to me. Like that's probably the thing I regret the most is just letting my feelings get in the way of appreciating her friendship. I was always more worried about how she felt about me rather than just enjoying being together. She really was a good friend to me. And that's true. That's the other thing too. When she expressed like she just wanted to be friends, yeah, it hurt. It broke my heart. But I didn't even have the courage to talk to her and try to still be friends. She came back to me. She's the one who said, hey, I miss you. It's like, I know I hurt you, but I still do want to be friends. And she's the one that made our friendship work out, you know? I was the one that was just, at that age, I was just too scared to speak up. And then once we were friends, that was the situation. Like, do I tell her I still have feelings or do I let that go? It was that, and you know, that's what you deal with. You deal with, by not having the nerve to speak up, then you bring that suffering on yourself of just wondering what if and constantly wondering how the other person feels. If you want to know the answer, just talk to them. The only reason you don't talk to someone is because usually you're scared of the answer. But there's a lot of peace that comes, even if the answer is not what you want it to be, there's a lot more peace coming knowing the truth rather than constantly wondering what the truth is. So I don't know. There were times, that's kind of something that the song says. There were times where sometimes it seemed like maybe she liked me back. And then there were other times where it seemed like she wasn't interested in me. She was really hard for me to read. And again, I'd never had like a clear sign. There was one particular moment, and maybe I'll write it in the song. I'm not sure. Again, the song's still kind of a work in progress. But we'll see what happens. Now it's far too late. I haven't seen her in over 10 years, and she's actually married now. She's got kids now. I'm super happy for her. It's not, you know, like that's gone. But she's one of the most important people I've met. So it's this weird thing where I don't have any interest in her romantically anymore, but I have a lot of admiration for the impact that she had on my life and who she was. She was a very important person in my life, and I'm very happy for her. And it's really just, that's like one of the few things where, yeah, you know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think back from time to time and wonder, like, what could have been? What would have been? I don't know. Now it's too late. So we'll see. Kind of reminds me of Forget It, unless I misunderstood that song. You could be right about that. I'd have to kind of dig in a little deeper with the words for Forget It, but it might be something similar. Becky commenting on... what is it? The Switchfoot set list. Only Hope. Yeah, that's a good one. You're so lucky to hear it live. Yep. Also played Hello Hurricane, Mess of Me, and 2 or 3 more songs. I just don't remember the titles. Yeah, it sounds like they had a good set list, though. I might post my video of them playing it. That'd be cool. Dare You to Move. Yep, that's a good one, too. No, you're okay. Sorry, Quincy. I shouldn't have asked you that. No, you're quite all right. It's not like I'm still in agony over it. If anything, it's kind of like an itch that you just can't scratch. Like that's the main thing. It's not like something that bothers me. If anything, I've said before, part of the reason I'm getting out and meeting people, I'm trying to develop a real life social network, like not just one online, but a real real social network of people that I actually know in my area, and hopefully meeting people, eventually maybe meeting somebody that might be compatible, and in the long term, finding someone that could be a potential wife. So, my eyes, like, I'm hopeful to the future and the things like that, but there's definitely lessons that you learn from the past. Hey, we've got Lady C in the chat. Hello, Quincy and all. Quietly watching. Well, nothing wrong with quietly watching, but appreciate you chirping in. Lady C, I hope you're doing well. I've seen you post a few videos lately and doing some live streams. I hope you're feeling well. You'll have to give me kind of an update of how things are going with you. And if you'd like to make a request, feel free to do so. I've got Jack. Let me know that you're still out there. You are. Yeah, saying hello. Jack requested a mirror that was broken. I'm going to do that one next. And then we've got a place to call home that was requested by Silas. And I did Farewell to Fear just a moment ago, but everything else is up for grabs. Thanks so much, Quincy. Love your encouragement. My pleasure, Silas. Glad to share it. Definitely want to be a source of encouragement. Cool. Good stuff. All right. Well, I think we're good to dive into another one. And Lady C agreeing. Yes, Only Hope is a wonderful song. That seems like one. What movie was it? I think A Walk to Remember. I think that's the movie. Doesn't the girl sing that song in that movie or something? Or am I getting movies mixed up? But that sounds like a song that you would do, Lady C. Have you ever done Only Hope? Because that sounds like one that you would do. If you haven't, I could certainly see you doing, again, because I know there's a female version of it. I think it was from that movie, A Walk to Remember. So you might have to look into that if you like that song. All right, let's get into another song here. Let me get the backing track set up. This is, Jack, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Just want to double check, make sure you are out there and ready. But we're going to do A Mirror That Was Broken. Here's a courtesy reminder for you all to stay hydrated. Also, another courtesy reminder. Yeah, Mandy Moore, that's who sang it. I forgot to fill this up, so I don't have a whole lot of water in here, so I'm going to try to conserve as much as I can. All right, we got the thumbs up from Jack. Jack, this one goes out to you. I released this one a little while back. This one is called A Mirror That Was Broken. And actually, we were talking about, since we're talking about my past a little bit, this song kind of dives into that a little bit. That's one thing that I've learned about songwriting. It's amazing how you really can't just write one song about a single situation. A lot of times there's so many different angles or thoughts and feelings. And even later, kind of looking back, the lessons that you learn, you can still write songs about past experiences, not necessarily because you're stuck in the past, but because you've grown as a person and you can now look back from a different perspective and learn from it. And so this song, like the first line, if you guys want to know, this first line, and so I lived happily ever after, or so I thought until she told me it was over, this is referring to that situation. This was kind of the trigger that set it all off. This was the thing that kind of set me on my way to life changing and recognizing that it was changing and having a hard time accepting that. But then later, as the song resolves, learning to accept that change, and rather than looking back and wondering what might have been, learning from that and applying it to the future and moving forward with hope. So yes, there's some hurt in the past. Yes, there are some hurtful things to look back at and wonder what might have been. But my mindset, while I do think there's a lot to learn from the past, my mindset is to not indulge in the past and think, oh, that was the best things will ever be, and that's, I missed out and I missed my chance. It's like, no, yes, there might be some lessons to learn from it, and there might be some hurtful memories, but I look forward with hope. I take what I've learned, and I move forward optimistically. And I hope the same for all of you. I hope you don't let the past hold on to what your future can be. So here we go. Jack, this one goes out to you. This is A Mirror That Was Broken.
And so I lived happily ever after, or so I thought, until she told me it was over. A broken heart has a way of putting life on hold. But when I stop to think never seem to find an answer. And I am falling apart now for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go. But I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, cutting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that was broken. I said goodbye and never saw my friends again. Then took some time to see if I could make things clear. It's a lonely drive when there's no one in the passenger seat. And I'll catch myself often glancing in the rearview mirror, 'cause I am falling apart now for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go. But I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, cutting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken. Every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to hurt. I'll never see heaven if I'm face down in the dirt. With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to hurt. So I'm letting go, 'cause I am falling apart now for all I know. Caught a glimpse of myself before I let him go. I'm looking ahead now to better days and wondering what life has got in store for me. I'm falling apart now for all I know. Just fragments of memories from long ago. But those days are over, so I'll move on. I know that the best is yet to come. Displaying all the pieces, showing who I am. Formed a masterpiece from a mirror that was broken. From a mirror that was broken, yeah,
Wango. Again, that one was called A Mirror That Was Broken. That was requested by Jack. Jack, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. We've got another request coming up soon from Silas, who requested A Place to Call Home. So I'll be doing that one next. But anyone else, if you have not yet made a request, feel free to do so. You can find my songs in the description here on YouTube. And whichever song of mine you'd like me to play, just let me know, and I'll play it just for you. And if you're not super familiar with my catalog, no worries. Just pick a title that sounds kind of intriguing, and I'll play it, and we'll try it out and find out if you like it or not. So far, I've played Farewell to Fear and A Mirror That Was Broken. I'll be playing A Place to Call Home next, and if there's any other requests, I will follow suit with those. Catching up with the chat. Let's see here. Did you really meet John Foreman? That's sweet if you got a chance to meet him. Scrolling back up a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, I was asking about the song Only Hope. Some thank yous. Yep, love that movie. Yep, Becky likes the movie. Mandy Moore sang it in that movie. Yeah. The funny thing is, I don't know that I've ever watched the movie through completely. Again, when it came out, I was, like in my preteens or something like that, and it was, it's kind of a love story, so I wasn't exactly the target audience for it. But I do recall that it's a good movie, so I might have to revisit that sometime and watch it. Again, it might not be for me, but still probably one worth checking out. And Lady C does sing it I sing it from time to time. Very cool. Yeah, I bet you do a great job on it. Haven't seen the movie though. Well, you and we both might have to get around to watching it. I might actually have a copy of it. Not me specifically, but one of my siblings might have it on DVD, so I'll have to see if I can get a hold of it. I'd love to hear you sing it. Yep, there's definitely some people who'd like to hear it. Is there a water fountain there? I don't know if you're joking with that, because there is right there in that corner. It's so funny. When I was first doing these streams, somebody did leave a comment like, why is there a water fountain in your room? Because I'm in a hallway at my church, so that's why there's a water fountain over there. But that is true. I could get that. The water that I get, I live on a farm with my family, and we've got well water, and there's nothing like well water. It's the best water you can get. Just real water from a well is good. If you go into the city, or if you get water from, fountain water from a restaurant or something, it's not as good. So yes, there's a fountain over there. I guess if I'm desperate, I can drink from that. So thanks for having my back and reminding me if I run out of water, oh yeah, there's a fountain over there. So I think I'll be okay. And yes, I do recall that the movie does have some sad parts to it. I appreciate that, Jack, saying, Quincy, my friend, I'm sure your best days are yet to come. For what it's worth, I believe the same for each of you. I believe that for you, Jack, for you, Silas, for you, Becky, for you, Lady C, and for anyone else watching, your best days are still yet to come. There's a lot more life left to go, so don't think it's over yet. Don't think the best days have already passed. There's a lot of good still to come, and I'm hoping and praying that for each and every one of you. Lady C tends to stay away from sad movies. I don't mind them. It's definitely nice to have something resolved, but sometimes it depends. Sometimes something with a tragic ending, it just depends how it's handled, but sometimes I can actually really like it if it leaves like a meaningful impact. I'll tell you what, there's a show, I don't know if we've got any anime fans in the chat, but there's a show called Phantom Requiem for the Phantom. And I would describe it, it's kind of like an animated version of Jason Bourne, if you've ever seen the Bourne movies, like the Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum. So it's definitely kind of an action drama, kind of a action drama thriller kind of thing, sort of espionage a little bit, but it's very much grounded in the real world. I know some anime can be kind of fantasy and very kind of involve like magic or superpowers. No, this is very grounded in the real world. It's about assassins and government operations and undercover stuff, all that kind of stuff. But it's got like such a great story. Like, I love it. I actually have a fantasy. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would love to make a 3-part trilogy of that show adapted into a live action movie. I have a vision for it. Like, I could see it. There's a distinctive, it's only got like 24 episodes in the whole season, just one season of 24 episodes. But there's a clear like 3-act structure. You could easily break it into 3 movies, and I think it'd be awesome. But I love the story, and I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but it's kind of a bit of a tragedy. It's a very bittersweet ending because I'll say this. Something is accomplished, a goal is accomplished, but a price is paid for that goal. And it does end sad. But it's one of those endings, like, even though it's sad, I don't know, it just, the way it hits me, like, I hate it and I love it at the same time. It's like, it's the way it impacts me, like, that's the part that I almost hate, but that's why I love it, because I cared so much that it leaves that kind of impact. So, yeah, it's got a sad ending, but that's an example of something with a sad ending that I've watched that show multiple times. Sometimes there's movies that they're kind of sad, and maybe it's worth seeing like the one time, but it's like, yeah, there's not really a reason for me to rewatch that movie unless I want to depress myself, so. Here's our highlighted lyric. A broken heart has a way of putting life on hold. And yep, that's definitely what happened with me for quite some time in my early young adult years, late teens, young adults, just having a broken heart and feeling like everyone knew where they were going and where, getting along with life. And I felt like I was stuck in the same place and kind of hoping things would work out, but not being able to take control or just not being able to muster up that courage I was talking about earlier. Relevant. I don't know if you're saying relevant to the lyric, broken heart has a way of putting life on hold, or relevant for something else that was commented, but hopefully there's definitely some valuable lessons to learn from the lyrics here. And that's awesome. Yeah, Silas, if you got to meet John Foreman, let me know. Was it just brief? Did you get a picture with him, or just get to chat with him for a little bit, or anything like that? You'll have to let me know how it was. Was waiting for a good moment to say it. Awesome. I'm definitely glad you got to. That's definitely the highlight, when you really admire an artist and you get a chance to meet him and actually chat with him for a bit. It's almost, there's a lot of pressure too, because you feel like, man, I wish I had like an hour to just sit down and talk with you, but you've only got a few minutes, so you kind of got to condense what you really want to say and just try to make the best you can of the moment. And Jack commenting Lady C on doing a great job with defying gravity. Awesome job. Lady C has a pretty good track record of doing a good job with the songs she takes on. Sounds great, Quincy. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed that. Personally, I find sad movies cathartic. If I'm feeling sad and need to cry, or sad songs, yeah, that's kind of what I would agree with. I think there are some people. Hey, we got Daniel in the chat. Hey, Daniel, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. That's kind of what I agree with. I think there's some people who, when they feel upset, there's kind of two approaches. You can either kind of deny it and look for escapism, like find something to get your mind off of it and make you happy, or you can sort of face it and find something that is relatable and kind of helps you feel understood and helps you sort of take these feelings and put them into something tangible. So I think that's where movies and just art in general, songs, movies, that kind of thing can be really helpful. So I have a tendency to kind of lean more towards sadder, melancholy themes. I don't know. It's like, I think for that very reason, I think it just helps you kind of make sense of some of the challenges you have in life. And it somehow gives you, I think it just gives you the fuel you need to face that stuff, rather than, watching something just to amuse yourself and get your mind off of it. And then later it's like, oh, this is still reality. This is something I still have to face. So I think songs have a way of kind of fueling you for that. That was amazing, Quincy. Thank you, Jack. Much appreciated. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Silas, saying love that song. If anyone doesn't know, John Foreman is the frontman of Switchfoot. Yep. Daniel, I hope you're doing well. Give me an update. How are things going? What have you been working on lately? I know you've got kind of some exciting plans coming up. I'm definitely excited for you with all of that. And if you're having dinner, let me know what's on the menu for tonight. And if you got a song request, I'm like dumping all this stuff on you, but if you got a song request, let me know. I'll play a song for you. During the show, he came off stage and let anyone close see him. So it sounds like it might have just, if it was that, it might have just been a brief interaction. I don't know if you just got to talk to him or if he was just close enough you got to like shake his hand or fist bump him or something like that. He high-fived me, shook my hand, and we got a photo. Awesome. So you did get to kind of like a brief interaction. Awesome. If you end up posting that photo, it'd be great. You can do what I did. Just kind of post the picture and put a Switchfoot song behind it. That's kind of what I did when I met Lacey and Ben. I just had the picture and then just made a little short out of it and posted one of their songs with it to play along. Well, water is great, but spring water from an actual spring is a little bit better, in my honest opinion. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I mean by well water. Like there's an actual spring that we have from the farm. So, yeah, I agree. We spoke for a moment. I told him he inspired me to write songs, and he told me, awesome, keep writing songs, man. God bless. That's the best thing to hear. Yeah, you tell an artist something like that, and they give you that encouragement. That's a cool thing to hear from him. So awesome. So you take that advice. You keep writing songs, man. My grandparents used to have a dug well. I used to collect water from a natural spring to drink. Yeah, definitely a nice place to get. Probably the saddest performance I've watched is the opera Norma Interesting. Extremely sad to watch near the end. Did you get to see that live, or is that something you've watched? Like, is there a YouTube video of that particular performance? That's very interesting. I might have to look into that. I don't know. I can't say I'm a fan of opera, but I'm not opposed to trying it out. There's like flavors of opera, like sometimes when it's used for a movie soundtrack or something like that, I can certainly appreciate it, but I don't know whether or not I would enjoy an actual opera piece. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Kind of depends. Yeah, I'm so impressed. Lady C never hit a bad note in all the streams I've watched. She's got a very good track record, yes. Very consistent in her performances. Daniel says, going good. Just started a mini vacation. That's right. You're on your staycation right now, if I'm correct. Is that right? You kind of just, you've got the week off and you're just enjoying, doing some recording Master of Puppets. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that. We got a request for Into the Unknown. Absolutely. I'll bring that one to you in just a bit here. I was looking on my live streams to see if I had sung Only Hope there, and I hadn't, but then I realized I posted a video, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Cool. I'll probably look that up myself. It was an awesome moment meeting one of my biggest musical influences. Yep, that's absolutely, I can imagine. That's kind of how it felt, like just meeting Lacey. It's like, there she is. Her music, her lyrics have meant a lot to me, so it's pretty surreal when it happens. Didn't see it live, just have the DVD of Montserrat's performance in 1974. It's considered the most taxing role of all. Interesting. Got Chick-fil-A for dinner over at Jack's place. That sounds good. I could go for some Chick-fil-A. Have any of you tried their new pretzel sandwich yet? I'm curious to try that. To be honest, objectively, it doesn't sound that interesting. Like, okay, that's an odd combination, but I really like Chick-fil-A, and usually if they have a new menu item, it's usually, they have a pretty good track record. So that's something I'd be curious to try out. Hey, we got Leo in the chat. Leo, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Let me know how your week's been. Anything fun or eventful happened lately, or anything coming up that you're excited about. Let me know. And are those emojis what you're having for dinner? It looks like chicken wraps. Is that what that is? A chicken wrap, chicken burrito, or something like that? We'll have to see. All right. Silas, give me a thumbs up, man. We've got a request for A Place to Call Home by Silas. That's what we're going to try next. And I'm going to try not to forget what else. I know Daniel just requested Into the Unknown, but I think there might have been one thing before that, and I don't want to miss that. So I'm just going to briefly take a quick check. Yeah, we had A Place to Call Home. And yeah, not sure if we had another request after that one. If someone made a request and I'm missing it, you might just type it again so I can see it. But for Silas, we've got A Place to Call Home. And for Daniel, we're going to do Into the Unknown. Cool, cool. And then we've got a request for Say That It's Over from Leo. That's what I want for dinner. Chicken. Yep, sounds good. All right, I'll catch up with the chat again later, but let's go ahead and we've got Silas's song. Another person who really inspired me to write is you, Quincy. Well, thanks, Silas. That means a lot. When I heard your song Love's Not Fair and how good it was, it made me feel like if you can write, Quincy, so can I. Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad that you felt some inspiration from that. And absolutely, you can. There's nothing stopping you. Just the more you set out to do it, the more you learn your craft, the more you learn. I say this all the time. It's songwriting. It's more of a discovery process than really just creating it. So the more you set out to discover, the more you'll find, and the more you'll learn, and the better you'll get at it. So definitely excited for you and your songwriting journey, and glad to have some small part in that. All right, Silas, this one goes out to you. This is an older one of mine that I put out quite some time ago called A Place to Call Home. Hope you all enjoy it. Silas, this one goes out to you. And for the rest of you, just go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know how your week has been. Some of you, it's been a little while since I've seen you, so let me know if there's anything new that you're working on or excited about, if any goals you've been working towards, how those are coming along. If there's any movies you've seen lately or anything coming out you're looking forward to, let me know. Silas, this one's for you.
inside of me, concealing what I believe. The potential is obvious, but I'm too scared to set it free. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I would not feel alone. I'm promised a destiny, but I won't trust what I can't see. Some mother will tuck me in to this coffin and bury me. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I could not feel alone. You showed me love like I'd never known. You told me of a place to call home. Told me a place to call home, someplace where I would not feel alone. You showed me love like I'd never known. You told me of a place to call home.
Thank you. Again, that one is called A Place to Call Home. That was requested by Silas. Silas, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. Coming up next, I think, is Into the Unknown, unless somebody else made a request that I missed. I don't know, Lady C, if you had made a request or not, but I think it might be Into the Unknown, and then Say That It's Over will be coming up next. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And if you'd like to make a request, you can find my songs in the description here on YouTube. And so far we've done Farewell to Fear, A Mirror That Was Broken, and A Place to Call Home. Up next, we've got Into the Unknown, and then Say That It's Over. Awesome stuff. Let's catch up with the chat here. Had some good conversation going on. Let's see. Leo was saying, I tried to order it, but they were not serving it at the time. That's too bad. Yes, I think we were talking about the new pretzel sandwich. I think it's a pretzel chicken sandwich or something. So, you guys always make me hungry, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy it, though. It makes me look forward to dinner when I get home. Let's see here. Did you do plastic cup or waiting? Haven't done either of those yet. I'm going to need to stop typing now. No worries if you need to stop typing, but if you want to hear plastic cup, I can do that one for you. Has anyone seen the new Jurassic? Is it good? I haven't seen it. I would say it probably... Here's what I've heard. If you liked any of the sequels, if you like any of the other Jurassic World movies, it sounds like this is the best of the sequels. But if you haven't liked any of them, this one's probably not going to win you over. I could go into this pretty much. Unfortunately, I don't think there's been any really good Jurassic sequels, and it depends what you want. You know, if any of you have seen the Jurassic World movies and you like them, that's totally fine. That's good for you. For me, Jurassic Park is like such a phenomenal movie, and the sequels are just, they kind of miss what made that movie good. They're not really about the characters. It's really just the dinosaurs, and the way they treat the dinosaurs, they're more like monsters, not animals like they were in the first movie. And the plot kind of, like, a lot of characters tend to make dumb decisions, or a lot of coincidental things happen just so there's more dinosaur action, not necessarily because the story is unfolding and there's some kind of arc that the characters are going through. So there's a lot of things I could be a little frustrated about with the sequels, but that's just my opinion. You know, if you've enjoyed the sequels, then you'll probably like this one too. But if you don't like any of the other Jurassic Park movie or Jurassic World movies, then this one's probably not going to be much different. Here's our highlighted lyric from Becky. Hold on, this is a different, not one of my lyrics. So I lay my head back down, I lift my hands and pray to be only yours. I know now you're my only hope. So there we go. There's some lyrics from Only Hope, song originally by Switchfoot, but a cover done in the Walk to Remember movie. Just listen to it. I didn't want to wait. So just listen to it. Hey, nothing wrong with that, especially while we're chatting. Nothing wrong with having some background music while we're conversing. Let's see here. Cool. I stand. Sorry. Yeah. Hoping you feel better, Lady C. I know you're kind of dealing with a few things. Yep, here's our guitar emoji from Becky, probably for the guitar solo. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Much appreciated. And thank you, Silas, saying love A Place to Call Home. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked the song. Glad you enjoyed the performance of it. And yeah, Lady C, either Plastic Cup or Waiting, whichever one you'd like. So Becky does like the Jurassic World. So there you go. You know, if you like them, nothing wrong. Again, a lot of movies and art are very subjective, you know. So I know what I like in a movie, and unfortunately a lot of the sequels don't give me what I like from a movie. So that's all I can say. But I kind of have this opinion of, like, there's some things that kind of frustrate me with the movie industry, but at the same time, if they make a movie, even if I don't like it, but it brings enjoyment to somebody else, like, who am I to tell them, like, you can't enjoy that? It's like, hey, if they like the movie, you know, good for them. So that's good. I'm glad you've enjoyed the movies. Have you seen the newest one? And you'll have to let me know. Did you like, you know, would you agree with what I said, that from what I've heard, this latest one, I think it's called Rebirth, I think is the best of the world movies so far. But I don't know. The only one I've seen is the first Jurassic World, and I enjoyed it when I first saw it, but again, it doesn't really stick with me. It kind of just sort of follows the same outline of the first Jurassic Park, but not as good, and kind of, again, like I said, kind of misses what made the first Jurassic Park really good. But by all means, you know, if people enjoyed it, I'm glad they did. And sounds like Silas also enjoyed those movies. So I like the scene with the surfer surfing next to the giant prehistoric thing. I can't remember what that was called. I think I've seen that clip in a trailer or something. So certainly an exhilarating experience, I'm sure, to be surfing and then have that huge thing kind of just lurking underneath. All right, I think next is Daniel's request for Into the Unknown. Daniel, give me a thumbs up and let me know if you're ready, and I'll play this song for you. I've watched a few movies lately. Jack, have you seen that movie Talk to Me? I'm pretty sure you have, but that was on Netflix recently, and I mean, maybe it's been on there, but I haven't had access to Netflix. I finally got access to it. I was letting my brother borrow my PS4, and I got that back. And so I have access to Netflix again. And that movie was on there. I'd heard good things about it, and I watched it. And it's one of those movies, again, I can tell it's really well made, but the thing that frustrates me, it's the same thing. I kind of shared this with Weapons, where the characters, I realized there's a difference between sympathy and respect. Like, it's possible to have sympathy for a character without necessarily respecting the character. And I think it's also possible to respect a character without necessarily having sympathy for them. And so what I mean by that is sympathy is recognizing that a character, there's something about them, maybe they're hurting or there's a challenge they're going through, and you recognize that it's tough. You understand why they're making the choices they make. But it's your actions that ultimately earn admiration or respect or anything like that. And sometimes characters, they might be sympathetic, but there's not much to admire about them by the choices they make. And that's kind of how I felt. Basically, if you've seen the movie, the main character is dealing with grief and loneliness, so very sympathetic. You can really understand that, and it's a really double-edged sword. I can even relate to it to some extent, not quite as dramatic as what this character was experiencing, but I know what it's like to feel lonely. And probably the downside is when you're lonely, you start to get kind of clingy. And the problem with being clingy is you start interjecting yourself in places where you're not necessarily always welcome or asked to be. You know, you're trying to kind of fit yourself into a place when somebody really just wants some space. And then you kind of play the victim of, well, I just need some attention, so you're being mean by not letting me do that. And it's not really, I mean, it's all just about having mutual respect for people, recognizing when there's a time to connect and be around people, and when it's time to kind of give people their space. So it's a kind of a tough place to be when you're dealing with that kind of thing. But either way, this character goes on to make choices. And if you've seen the movie, I'm not going to give any spoilers away. But that's probably just my frustration with certain horror movies, is when the characters really bring the trouble on themselves, Like they make choices and it's like, what did you think was going to happen? And I just, again, when it comes to scary movies, I really like smart characters. I like characters that are not in a situation because they made dumb choices, but are in a situation and now they've got to work their way out, and you're rooting for them to get out of it. Like, that's kind of what I enjoy watching. And unfortunately, this wasn't really that kind of movie. Now, other people, again, it's a really well-made movie, so some people might enjoy it. But for me, it's like, it was good, but just a little frustrating for me. Let's see here. Silas is watching Stranger Things. Rewatching it, because apparently season 5 is coming out. I've heard it's really good. I don't really like starting shows if they haven't finished yet, because hopefully it continues to stay good and ends on a high note. But sometimes shows have a pretty bad track record of being good and then sticking around longer than they should and not having a very satisfying ending. And so I kind of like to wait till a show has already ended and people are like, it ended and it was great. And then it's like, okay, maybe I'll check it out. For shows, I'm currently watching through the Batman animated series. I think I mentioned that a little while back. Jack says, I like the first Jurassic World. The relationship between the brothers made me miss my little brother. Yeah, I could see that. May this horrendous hour show you the heart that you betrayed and the heart that you have lost. In vain you tried to escape from me. Cruel Roman, a god whose fate is more powerful than yours, wills us to be united in life and in death. Even in the pyre that will consume me, and even the grave, I'll still be with you. So I'm assuming that is a highlighted lyric from the song. Yep. That song is the moment Norma gets really sad. And yeah, I'd have to break that down, but it sounds like heart aching from a betrayal and something that was lost, that something escaped, and, yeah, sounds like a very, very powerful way to kind of phrase the kind of anguish that character might be dealing with. Jack's favorite dinosaur, the Ankylosaurus, was in it. I think that's what it is. All right, cool. Jack hasn't seen Talk to Me. You may enjoy it. I mean, it's well made, so, and I think you're probably a bigger horror fan than I am, so I have a feeling you would probably enjoy it more than I did. But that's one thing I watched. Cool. And I think I'm going to go ahead and play Daniel's song here. To their follow-up, Bring Her Back. Hadn't seen the follow-up, but I think that just came out pretty recently. understand what you're saying. If I'm not mistaken, that was the source of frustration for you with the teacher and weapons. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Weapons, a lot of characters that kind of brought trouble on themselves just by making poor decisions. Again, I mentioned my favorite character from Weapons was actually the father, because you could sympathize with him. If anyone, he had a reason to be hurt because he lost his child in the circumstance, and people, aren't getting the job done, and so he decides to take matters in his own hands and actually step up and do something. So that's where he had my sympathy, and then he had my respect. The teacher had my sympathy, but didn't necessarily have my respect, because a lot of the problems that she dealt with, she brought them on herself. And I've said before, I almost would have enjoyed a story with those two characters having to work together and sort of, because that could have been a good arc for her. Like, maybe she's bringing this problem about herself, but maybe working with this father trying to find these kids could have been an arc for her to eventually overcome that and learn to deal with the issue. It could have been them having to overcome their differences and learning to work together to solve this. That's what would have resonated with me more. But for what it's worth, a lot of people enjoyed that movie for what it was. But yeah, I really like characters, and I enjoy kind of following them. So it's not really a criticism like that the movie was poorly made or anything like that. It's just these were how the characters were designed, and those aren't necessarily the kind of characters I enjoy watching. Oh, I see. Yeah. Remorse and repentance. Respect and sympathy, remorse and repentance. I suppose remorse is sort of feeling sad. Repentance is apologizing for something. I'd have to think on that a little bit. Maybe. There might be some relation there. But yeah, I was saying sympathy, recognizing what someone's going through and having the feeling for them. But then the respect is, yeah, sympathy is like someone's going through a hard time and you feel bad for them. But if they don't really do anything about it, you don't necessarily have any reason to respect them. Like, you can feel sorry for them, but you don't really respect them. But if they're going through something hard and then they step up and you see them fighting to overcome it, it's like, okay, now not only do you have my sympathy, you also have my respect for taking action and doing something about it. And then, what was the other thing? I think the reverse is true. I think sometimes there can be someone who doesn't have your sympathy. Like, I think of like a villain trying to do something, and it's like, obviously I don't agree with what you're doing, but you're showing a lot of determination and what you're willing to go through for it and what you're willing to sacrifice. It's like, I can at least respect that to some degree. I say that cautiously. I'd have to think more about that. But that's the point. Is that I'm sure there are people where you can kind of respect them for their willingness to take action, even if you don't necessarily agree with the motivation behind that action that they're taking. But the ideal combination would be both, for somebody. I will share that in just a moment. Yeah, Becky was saying, Quincy, you should share with Daniel and Lady C the cool skateboard trick. And Leo, I'll show you that in just a moment. But I've been delaying Daniel. I told him I was going to play the song, so let me go ahead and get to it. Daniel, this one goes out to you, brother. This is Into the Unknown. This is speaking of movies, this is a cover that I did a while back. I've kind of shared this before. For what it's worth, when I did this song, I did this back in like 2020. And this was a strategy to try and get more. The thing about doing covers is it is a strategy. It's like if you do a cover, it is a way of sort of attracting people to you and being aware of you as an artist, and then kind of getting a sense of your style and your sound. And I recognized this as a song. I kind of had a vision for it. I heard it when I went to see the movie with my brother, and I was like, this could be a metal song. And at first I was like, no, I'm kind of pretty resistant to doing covers. And when I say covers, I mean like full on, like taking the time to record and do my own version of the cover, like that kind of thing, and releasing it. I'm a little resistant to that, but I thought I'd at least try it, and I thought it came out cool. And it's kind of funny, but ironic. Well, I don't know if it's ironically, but if I'm being honest, I think the song works better as a metal song than it does the original version. I'm not trying to say that boastfully, but I like my version better than the original version, just because the original version kind of, the structure is a little, there is a structure to it, but it's a little hard to follow by the way they present it. It almost works better with a full band in a metal format. So I'm not necessarily saying it like my version is better. I think, someone else could do it and probably do it better than me. But main point, this came out pretty cool. So kind of a fun song. Anyway, Daniel, hope you like it. This one goes out to you, brother. This is Into the Unknown.
I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. Oh. What do you want? 'Cause you be awake and...
Oh man, I think I got the words mixed up.
Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. My bad, my adventure, and I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me? Who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know there's part of me that longs to go into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. Whoa, are you out there? Do you know me? Can you feel me? Can you show me? Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. How do I follow you into the unknown?
Oh, yeah. Again, that one was Into the Unknown, requested by Daniel. Daniel, thanks for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. Had a little mix-up with the lyrics there. That's what I get for propping up my own version of the song and talking smack about the original. So, came back at me. But oh well, hopefully you were still able to enjoy the song. After that, we've got Say That It's Over, requested by Leo. And can't remember if we've got any other requests. We've certainly got a little bit of time. I could maybe do one or two other songs after Say That It's Over. We're going to catch up with the chat real quick, and then we'll go from there. So if you've made a request and I haven't played it yet, go ahead and just type it again so that I can see it and I don't miss it. If you haven't made a request, again, I may be able to do one or two more songs after this next one. But we'll see what happens. Let's catch up with the chat here. Oh, yeah, I'll show you all that clip in a moment. Yeah, I was sharing, Lady C and Daniel. I went to the skate park on Saturday and landed a trick that I'd been working towards for a while. It's not necessarily a hard trick. It's more like a scary trick. So it's just a board slide down a rail. Our park has different obstacles. We've got a great skate park where I'm from, and it's got rails that are based on handrails, but they're kind of small. They do have one that's like an actual handrail, but they've got some that are much smaller, like ones that I could get up onto. So I've been trying to do a board slide on that. That's the name of the trick. And it's not a hard trick. I've even done it before. I did it about 1.5 years ago. But when I did it then, I had some other skaters doing it with me. They were better skaters, and they were skating the rail. And that kind of gave me the motivation to go for it, and I was able to get it. But then I missed a few sessions at the park, and the next time I went, I didn't have that courage to commit to the trick. That's the hardest part. It's a scary trick to commit to. You kind of have to go like all or nothing. You can't just kind of like dabble in it. You really got to commit to it if you're going to do it. And that's the scariest part. So I've been working the past few sessions just trying to build up the confidence to do the trick. And last week or Saturday, I did it. I went for it and landed it. Once I got it, it was like easy. I did probably 20 of them that day. So hopefully the real challenge is now going to be this Saturday when I go to the park, making sure that I still have the courage to commit to it. Because I know I can do it, like skill-wise. I know I have the ability to do it. It's more so, can I actually commit to it? So I'll show you all the clip here. There was a guy I met at the skate park, and he was kind enough to film me doing the trick. So I'll probably end up posting this on Instagram or something later. So there's one, and then I go back and I do it again. This time I land fakie, which means I rotate and land backwards. Yeah, that second one was a pretty good one right there. But it felt good. Again, it's not necessarily a hard trick. It's just really scary. You got to get both feet up above the rail, and that's a scary thing to do, to just trust, like tell your body, like, hey, it's going to be okay. You get your feet on, and you're going to land on the board and slide. Like jumping above the rail, that's the scariest part of just committing that. But once you get over that fear factor, it's like, again, I did a bunch of them that day, so it was a fun one. It was a good day for it. It was beautiful weather, and I was having a good skate day, feeling good. So, yeah, there we go. That's the skateboard trick. We got some snow emojis from Becky here. Never even heard the original version of the song. Never saw the movie. If you like the first one, maybe you'll like the second one. I'm not really the target audience for that particular movie. My younger brother wanted to see it, so I went to see it with him. That's how I ended up seeing it and getting inspired to do the cover for it. It's kind of funny. Like, I'm pleased with how it came out. If I could go back, I probably wouldn't really bother with it. Again, that was kind of me, sort of the early YouTube days. I was always trying to find some, like, I hate to use the word gimmick, but, I was always trying to find some clever way to attract a lot of people. And I kind of wish I just kept it simple and just focused on making songs, putting them out, rinse and repeat, and just kind of trust that over time, once someone finds me, I'd have a whole catalog of original songs, rather than constantly trying to make content and attract more people, because that just took time from writing more songs and producing more songs. Bravo. Thank you, Silas. Thank you for the applause, Becky. Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, my pleasure, Daniel. That's why they call it live. You just keep going. Yep, that's right. Yep, if you mess up. I was almost going to start over, but I was like, I think I can recover. But that's what you got to do. You just got to keep going. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Oh, I missed the part Quincy messed up. Was checking on the cat. No worries. You can go back on the replay. I was singing verse 2, or, however you want to call it. I was singing like the next verse at the wrong spot. Yeah, Lady C had mentioned maybe doing Plastic Cup or Waiting. So if you'd like to hear that, Lady C, just let me know. Sounds like the guitar is going to get a string change and a cleanup from Daniel. So very good. Awesome. And thank you. Yeah. Oh, nice from Daniel and Lady C for the trick. Yep. Thank you for the applause. And hey, we got Ray in the chat. Hey, Ray, hope you're doing well. Let me know how your week's been. Anything fun or eventful happened lately, or anything coming up that you're looking forward to? Let me know. I'm going to hop into another song here. if you'd like to request one, you can. So far, you can find my songs in the description. So far, we've done Farewell to Fear. We did A Place to Call Home. We did A Mirror That Was Broken. And we did Into the Unknown. Now I'm going to play Say That It's Over. Leo, give me a thumbs up that you're still out there. I do want to make sure Leo is still out there. He was the one who requested Say That It's Over. And then Lady C, would you like me to do one of the other ones? What was it? Waiting or Plastic Cup? I could do one of those if you'd like me to. Just let me know. And then Silas was asking, can you play Let's Start Again if you have time? I may do that. Let me get some of the other requests. Yeah, Leo's here, so let me get some of the other people's requests, but I might be able to slip in Let's Start Again. I'm probably only going to do like just a couple more, maybe three, we'll see. So Ray, if you'd like to make a request, you can, but we do have a few others that I'm about to get to just in a moment here. And yep, Daniel's learned the song Master of Puppets and now just working on the recording for it, getting the camera settings and all that set up. So definitely excited to see that. Appreciate you doing that, Becky. Yeah, making the request known for Lady C. LOL, very eventful, although need to not interfere or even worry about it till things just play out as they may. Well, I hope it plays out for the best. I know sometimes life can be like that. Life can be kind of eventful, and sometimes there's not really much you can do about it. You just kind of got to endure it. So I hope the best. I hope it all plays out smoothly and it comes out for the best. All right, we got the I'm Here from Leo. Leo, this one goes out to you, brother. This is Say That It's Over. Let me get that set up. All right, here we go. Here's a request from Leo for my song Say That It's Over. Hope you enjoy it. Leo, this one goes out to you.
Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to know. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction when I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to end. Please let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Drift your eyes, just look at me when I look at you, because you must realize you're barely holding on and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear my cry. I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside?
Thank you. Again, that one is called Say That It's Over. That was requested by Leo. Leo, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. All right. I think we're only going to do a couple more and then put a wrap on this. But let's catch up with the chat real quick. And for anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. We've got, I think, one or two more songs coming up. And we'll be good to go from there. Let's see here. Catching up. Let's see. Becky was saying, here's our highlighted lyric. Your face shows no reaction. When I call out your name, your presence like a ghost, you seem so far away. Yep, that's always the hardest thing when you kind of care about someone and they're sort of there, but they're not. They're there with you physically, but they're not quite there mentally or emotionally. They've kind of got their head somewhere else. See here, and then Ray saying I'm surviving. Yes, actually doing pretty good. Long as I just let things work their own magic. I have set things in motion. Although if I keep worrying about it, it could ruin many things. Did my part so far. Time to sit back and not worry and just reap rewards. But yes, things are starting to turn around. At least hopefully. Well, I hope the same for you. And that's all you can do. The best you can accept is the things that you can control and the things that you can. The areas that you can control, that's where you take action. That's where you step up and you do what you can. But the sooner you learn that, you can't control everyone around you, you can only control what you do, there is a certain peace that comes. And I hope things play out for the best, but even if they don't necessarily play out, take comfort in knowing that at least you tried, at least you did what you could do, and you stepped up. We were actually kind of talking about that a bit earlier, that oftentimes probably the most frustrating thing is when you find yourself in a situation where you've got a move to make and you're too scared to make it, and then it's not till later that it's kind of like, that's the thing about regret, is you don't experience regret till it's too late. Regret is when you had a chance to do something, but you avoided it. So at the time, it feels good to avoid it, but then later you regret, and then that's the consequence that you kind of deal with for the rest of your life. Whereas if you overcome that fear to begin with and you make the move, even if it doesn't turn out the way you want, it might hurt initially, but then at least you've got the rest of your life knowing, well, at least I tried, at least I did something. So, I don't know the details necessarily, but I definitely hope the best. I'll be sending some prayers your way and hoping things play out. If there's a song you'd like me to play, let me know. I'll definitely play a song for you. It's the little something that I can do just to leave you with some encouragement, hopefully. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Much appreciated. Yeah, it looks like, yep. Well, at least you're putting the work into it, so that sounds good. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're at least doing what you can do, and yeah, I'm hoping and praying the same for you. Let's see. I think I know Silas had mentioned Let's Start Again, and I know Lady C mentioned Plastic Cup and Waiting, but I don't know if she was actually requesting them or just asking if someone had requested them already, or if someone had done those songs. But I think that's all that's left, is just what Silas had mentioned. And yeah, Ray, if you'd like me to do a song, I don't mind doing one for you. Again, you can find my songs in the description here on YouTube. Cool. So I think I'm at least going to do, I might do that. I might do Let's Start Again. And I might go ahead and do one of those two songs. Ray, any chance you want to hear one of those two songs, Plastic Cup or Waiting? You know, one of those two, I can do those for you. And then I know Lady C had kind of mentioned possibly doing one of those songs. So anything is fine. I'm not picky. Yep. So from Lady C. Or if there's a different song you'd like to hear, Ray, feel free to make a request. Might see The Conjuring Last Rites this weekend. Yeah, I think I saw trailers for that. Have you enjoyed the other Conjuring films? If so, I do hope, I hope this later one is pretty good. I can't remember. I got to be honest. I can't remember if I've seen the first Conjuring or not. I think I get it mixed up. There was another like James Wan horror movie, and I think I get the two mixed up sometimes. No worries, Mr. Smith, saying missed this. We'll do the replay, but hope all is well. Yep, things are going well here. I hope the same for you. Appreciate you saying hello. I wish I knew your songs better because I would request something fitting. Hey, just pick a title that sounds interesting. If there's a title that sounds intriguing to you, you can pick that and I'll play it. I can try these other two songs just to get you familiar with them. Because so far we did do Farewell to Fear. We did A Place to Call Home. We did A Mirror That Was Broken. And we did Into the Unknown. And I just did Say That It's Over. I'm going to go ahead and do Let's Start Again. And then I think I'll do either Plastic Cup or Waiting, maybe something else if Ray's got a specific song that he decides on. Gotcha. So sounds like going with a friend for a birthday lunch. Well, that should at least be fun. It should be fun to get out and see a movie together. All right. Silas, let me know that you're still out there. Give me a thumbs up. And Daniel, give me a thumbs up as well, because we all know this is Daniel's song. The next time we have a competition, I always forget, like game night. I need to plan to do this song on game night because it is really funny. It very coincidentally, sometimes I'll pull this song out and it almost seems like the bat signal for Daniel. It's like if I'm about to play this song, Daniel will suddenly show up. So we've joked before that on game night, when we're getting close to the end of the game, that's the time to play this song to summon Daniel so that he can join in on the competition and come back and win it. So this one goes out to Silas. I hope you're out there. Silas said ready if you want. I hope you're still out there. I know sometimes you slip out to get your track running in. Yep. Super Daniel's bat. Yeah, Super Daniel's bat signal. There we go. And Daniel's there. So this one kind of goes out to both of you. It goes out to Daniel and Silas. But this is an old song, more of an alternative rock song than kind of my typical alternative metal kind of style. So not quite as heavy or aggressive as some of my other stuff, but still a fun one to play, still a good one. There we go. That's using your head. Had to grab a capo for this one. And I wasn't sure where to put it to get my guitar on. So there we go. Just clip it to the stand. Got to get tuned for this. Well, not much. I think I just need the capo is really all I need. All right, here we go. Daniel, Silas, this one goes out to you fellas. This is Let's Start Again.
Let's take it back just one more time. See if you and I can make it right. I don't understand, why do we always have to fight? It's a cycle we go through. You and I are too afraid to lose. It wouldn't be so hard if you would just tell me the truth. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart, and I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again. Let's take it back just one more time. Try to figure out the reason why. Do you feel the same, or are you messing with my mind? I can never understand what's going on inside your head. You could run away, or you could talk to me instead. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart, and I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me? So let's start again. Let's start again.
Thank you. Again, that is Let's Start Again, requested by Silas, but the song that belongs to Daniel. So there we go. Silas, Daniel, hope you all enjoyed the song. I think we got time for one, maybe two more, but I think it's going to be one. We'll see what things are looking like in the chat. We'll catch up with the chat, and then we will finish up with a couple more songs. Let's see what we got going on here. Yep. Silas, thanks for picking this. One of my faves. Well, I'm glad you like it too, Becky. Glad you all enjoy the song. How about this one if you not played it yet? If you meant Let's Start Again, well, then there we go. Yeah, would like to hear Let's Start Again. There we go. So did it for you. So hopefully you liked it, Ray. Let's see here. Some hellos happening in the chat. Let's Start Again sounds like a very fitting title. Yep, yep. Oh, yeah, speaking of game night, I remember after I refreshed the page near the end, Hobbs' answer came up before mine. I think, so it wasn't my win. I might check it. Sometimes it's the live. You do have to set it to live chat or something like that. So, and if ever that's the case, we always go by what my screen says. I mean, maybe I'll watch it again, but when I checked on it, I'm pretty sure it was you. But either way, Hobbs certainly was quite the competitor for that round. It was a good one. It was a good matchup. Game night's always a lot of fun. Here's our highlighted lyric. Let's take it back just one more time and see if you and I can make it right. Yeah, just try, and try again. I'm pretty sure that we all get the chat in slightly different orders, Becky. Yeah, again, that top spot, if at the top left of the corner in the chat, there's a little arrow. If you click it, it says top chat, but if you switch it to live chat, that gives you the actual order that the chats are coming in, that the comments are coming in. So, but yeah, that can always be kind of an issue. Have to head out as my battery is about to die, but thanks for another banger of a stream, Quincy. It's been great. Well, Jack, appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Hope you have a great rest of the week, man. You take care. There we go. All right, good stuff. Yep, some awesome, Quincy. Yeah, thank you, Daniel. My pleasure. Thank you for the applause, Becky. Bravo. Thank you, Silas. And yeah, thank you for the emojis, everyone. Much appreciated. All right. Well, I think we're going to do one more song, and then I think we are going to put a wrap on things. One last thing I'm just going to share. I've got a link pinned at the top, but I'm going to post it here. I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Always enjoy chatting with you all, catching up with you all, and always try to be a source of encouragement and hoping that whatever goals you're working towards, whatever things you're trying to get through, that you can persevere and accomplish those things. And I always hope the best for you. But if you enjoy my music and you just want to show some support, there's a simple link there that allows you a few different ways. You could get yourself some merch, get yourself a cool hat or a hoodie or something like that. There's also a tip jar if you just want to provide a little something. I do appreciate that. If you want to stay up to date, again, I'm working on a new song called Pull the Trigger, hoping to release it in early October. So if you want to stay notified on that new song release and you want to get notifications of when I'm doing these live streams, sign up for that list, and that way you can receive email updates about those things. And lastly, I will mention tomorrow is Bandcamp Friday. So if you are someone, if you still like to download music, I do have Bandcamp. My music is always available to download for free. So in that same link at the very bottom, you can download my music and you can download it for free. But Bandcamp does allow you to pay if you'd like to. And if you do want to buy some music, I would just say maybe wait till tomorrow, wait till Friday. And if you purchase any of my music on Bandcamp Friday, which is tomorrow, September 5th, then Bandcamp will not take any revenue from that. Normally, if someone makes a purchase, like if they pay for my music on Bandcamp, Bandcamp will take a share of that. But on Bandcamp Friday, they waive the revenue fee and I'll get everything. So whatever you choose to pay, all of it will go to me. So if you want to get yourself some music and show a little financial support, that's an option as well. So guys, thank you so much for the encouraging words and for the support as well. Much appreciated. Cool. Yep, a little bit of chatting happening. Yep, just catching up here. Yep, sometimes, well, starting again is just trying again, you know? You don't necessarily, let's start again. It's not necessarily getting to rewind back time and have a clean slate and start again. Sometimes, kind of like earlier, this might be kind of a funny illustration, but I was playing a song that Daniel had requested. I got the words mixed up, but the show must go on. The song keeps going. And even though you mess up, you just kind of have to learn how to recover and keep going. And that's sort of how life is. Life, there's going to be a lot of opportunities where things don't go as well. If you could go back, maybe you do them differently, but the best you can do is just kind of learn from those previous shortcomings and mistakes and apply them to your future scenarios and strive for better. The best is still yet to come. There's always much better to come. There's always redemption and restoration and something to work towards and something to improve. So, you know, definitely it can be hard when you're going through it, but stay strong, persevere, and you'll be just fine. I'm hoping and praying the best for you. Becky, concerned about not being the only Brit in the chat anymore. That's all right. It might happen, but for what it's worth, well, I don't know if I should say it. I was going to say you're probably one of my favorites in the chat from across the pond, but I do appreciate others tuning in from anywhere, anyone who tunes in. All right, we're going to finish up with one last song, and then I think that will be it. This is actually kind of a tough one to finish with, but we're going to try it out. This is going to be the last song for the stream, and then we will put a wrap on this. This is a fairly recent release, a few releases back. Actually, kind of crazy to think, coming up on a year, we're getting close to the end of this year, and this song was released late last year. I think it was November of last year that I released this one. But I'm going to go ahead and do Plastic Cup, and we'll see how it goes. This will be the last one for the stream, and then we'll put a wrap on things. But hope you all enjoy it. This is Plastic Cup, and the main thing I want you guys to take away from this song, again, there's going to be times in life where you feel kind of tossed and turned and thrown around and feel like, you know, you wonder if you're good enough, and you wonder if people really see you or appreciate you, and sometimes you just feel like a piece of trash, just kind of fluttering in the wind, kind of aimlessly, hoping to get a hold of something. And this song, I just want to remind you all that you're not trash, you're treasure. Your life has value, your life has a purpose, and there's so much in store for you. Every day that you wake up is a gift. Don't ever take it for granted. And I'm hoping and praying the best for you. So just remember that. You're not trash, you're treasure. This one goes out to all of you. This is Plastic Cup.
Once believed I could be anything. Took a chance and chased a dream, but never realized just how lonely things would be. Now I'm crying on the bedroom floor like spilled milk, with a messy story, just moments till self-destruct, with no one here to clean me up. With someone, just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. And here I'm trying once again, like litter trapped inside the wind, still believing I can get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes as I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Need someone to show me some love and tell me that I am good enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still tossed away like a plastic cup. Need someone to show me some love and tell me that I am good enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still tossed away like a plastic cup. And still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. In spite of how much it hurts, there's something inside of me, and I know it's more than just a break. With someone to show me some love and tell me that I am getting enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. I know you feel like a piece of trash, thrown away and forgotten. Please don't let go, 'cause to me you're a treasure.
There we go. That is Plastic Cup. And that is going to be a wrap for this evening's stream. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We're just going to catch up with the chat real quick and then finish things up. But I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Let's get caught back up here, and then we will finish up. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, trying to see where we left off. Quincy, for the Halloween stream, you should dress as the snowman and sing Into the Unknown. Not a bad suggestion. Can't promise that's what I'm going to do, but I appreciate the thought and the consideration. We'll have to see. I'm not sure what the plan is for Halloween this year. If I can throw together a good costume, that'd be fun. I think last year I was kind of on short notice, so I did the Punisher because it's a T-shirt and a trench coat, and you're good to go. So, but maybe I'll have a little time to do something a little more elaborate this year. We'll see. Let's see here. That's all right. Yeah, Ray saying, I know I'm not trash, maybe not the greatest person to be around. No one's the greatest. None of us are. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We're all learning and do the best we can. Love this one. Thank you, Silas. Much appreciated. Yeah, not the most fun to be around. Well, no worries. That's if you're aware of that, then that just means just kind of recognize the state that you're in and try the best to be more, what's the word? You know, when people are around, just to be sensitive of them and just to be courteous and show that etiquette. And sometimes that takes some effort. That's really hard when sometimes you're in kind of a tough place. But especially if it's people around who are, trying to be friendly or courteous or anything like that, trying to show some appreciation for that and show your own emotions, who the boss is, like don't let that stuff make you into someone you don't want to be. Take action and step up and be the person you want to be. And then there's the closest thing we got to a plastic cup. Couldn't find a plastic cup emoji, so I had to settle for a teapot. How very British. Here's our highlighted lyric. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Yep, every now and then. And I would encourage each of you, sometimes we need that, but try to be that for someone else. If someone's going through a tough time, and for any of you, just know if you're going through a tough time, hopefully that's what this place can be. Hopefully this place can be that someone lending a hand to pull you out. All I can do is my best. And I can't make any guarantees, but I can at least say that I try. If someone's in a tough spot, I try my best to pull them out of it. And so I would just encourage you to do the same. If you see someone hurting or going through something tough, try to be that hand that helps them out. Cool. Quincy wins a cup. Well, thank you. Thank you, Silas. Much appreciated. Thank you for the applause, Mr. Smith. Great hook on that track. Thank you. Much appreciated. Bravo. Thank you, Silas. Awesome. All right. Speaking of Punisher, Tom Holland Spider-Man 4 will have Punisher in it. That's kind of cool. I think I heard there would be a fourth Spider-Man coming. I don't know much about it, but I heard there was coming. Now I know there might be a Punisher in it. So cool. Yep. All right. Yeah, well, sometimes that takes a little work too. Sometimes if you're just kind of on not the best terms with somebody, then it's just going to take a little bit of patience. It's kind of having to build up credibility. I hate to use that word, but that's kind of what happens if a certain relationship has been a little impacted or a little hurt, then it's not going to take one single conversation to kind of fix it. In fact, conversation might not be the first. It might not be a straight up conversation. It might be just small little gentle comments here and there, and just when you are in presence with the person that you have an issue with, just doing your best to make it as pleasant an experience as you can control. And all you can do is control yourself. That's probably the hardest thing. If someone else, if they don't see that, you just kind of got to hope that time will change around and do what you can. But at some point, it's not really on you. If they keep holding it on you, that's really on them for not being willing to lend that hand and let things work out. But I hope the best. I do hope it works out. Now get some awesome dinner, Quincy. Yeah, I'm definitely hungry. I made, is that brats? I don't even know if I know what that is. I don't know if I've heard of that before. Got some hot dog emojis from Becky. And one of Silas's band members is having a birthday. One of my best friends. Well, awesome. Well, happy birthday to your best friend there. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I think we're going to put a wrap on things. But again, if you would like to show some support, there's a link right there, also pinned at the top. Get yourself some merch or download some of my music. Again, if you're going to download, maybe wait till tomorrow on Bandcamp Friday. That'd be the best time to do it. You've never heard of brats? Is that how it's spelled, or is it a typo? Bratwursts? It's a type of hot dog and sausage. Okay. I seriously don't think I've ever heard that before. Certainly never seen the spelling. I tell you what, I'll do a quick Google search. Brats. Oh, I think I spelled it wrong. Sorry. It's not, is it bratwurst? Bratwurst? Is that what it is? Brats can refer to two main things. Yeah, bratwurst, a type of German sausage made from pork, veal, and beef. So, okay, so if it's brats, sounds like it could be pretty good. Some kind of hot dog kind of thing. Go to the store and make some this week, just like hot dogs. I'll keep an eye out for them now that I'm aware. We'll see. Doom scrolling. What is this? Well, hey, Heavy J, appreciate you tuning in. Unfortunately, we're wrapping things up, but I do appreciate you tuning in. I've got some songs in the description here, and this is a segment where I let people choose which songs of mine they want to hear. I've got songs on my YouTube channel and on Spotify as well, so if you're not familiar with my set list, you can check them out there. I'm going to be back again next week, 6:30, every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, I think, is going to be my process segment, so it's going to be sharing kind of what goes into creating songs, what goes into the songwriting process, and recording the guitars and creating the drums and the bass and all the different layers. And we've got other segments too. Sometimes I'll do an acoustic set where I'll just play some kind of a stripped down version of typical rock and metal songs, but strip them down to something a little more campfire-esque. And then the last one is game night, which is a lot of fun, just some friendly competition and some music with that. So sorry that you're just getting in at the late here, but I hope you'll come around next time. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.